So I'm currently in the process of packing up all my stuff. Wisla has terminated my contract, so I'm leaving. I got picked up by another team though, so I have to be there February 23rd. So I'm gonna spend the next 3 weeks basically visiting friends in Europe, and then I'll start with my new team in Hungary on the 23rd. I guess it's just the business, how things go when you're playing basketball overseas. Crazy life we live. First, I would like to be very clear that this is not a he said, she said story and back and forth. It's one story. And how you feel about it and how you feel about what happened is simply a matter of priorities and morals. Poland was actually one of the better situations that I had been in. Not to say that I didn't have any issues with the teams. I had, some issues with the club, but compared to a lot of the situations that I've been in overseas, as you guys know, it was very bearable. It wasn't the worst situation I'd ever been in. The coach was awesome. He didn't run us into the ground with practice. I felt that it was a year where I would be able to stay healthy easily. Krakow is an awesome city. There's plenty to do. A lot of people speak English, which made it very easy to transition in the city and get around. So it was good. My team was playing really well since I had been there. And really, it wasn't a bad situation for me. I thought it was one that I could thrive and make it through a full season. Things changed for me about 3 weeks ago when my uncle passed away. And that's when my relationship with Wisla started to go south, and that's really where the story starts. It was on a Friday, and I got a call from my mom, and she told me. And as soon as I hung up from the phone from my mom, I called my agent. That was the first thing I did. Still in tears, called her, explained to her that, my Uncle Jed just passed away. I was going to need to go home for the funeral next week, and I didn't know the dates, but I would let her know as soon as I found out. And I pressed my family about it, and on Saturday, the next day, they gave me the date. It was going to be the following Saturday. So our schedule for the next week was, we played on a Thursday, a EuroLeague game in France. And then on Saturday, we had the Polish Cup tournament, which is between the top 4 teams in your Polish league. And that was to start Saturday, and the last game would be Sunday. So I decided I was going to leave after the game on Thursday and go straight home and go to the funeral on Saturday and come back on Sunday and be back with the team, ready to practice and everything by Monday morning. So I booked my flight, scheduled everything, called my agent and told her, and she immediately went to Wisla and explained everything that had happened. So once she emailed them and told them, and they responded with, no, Devereaux is not allowed to leave because the way our schedule is set up, Thursday we have a EuroLeague game, and then the weekend we play in the Polish Cup, which is one of our top goals of the season. And if Devereaux is not there, then it's very likely that we will not win the trophy. And so for me, my family comes first, no matter what. There's always going to be basketball games. There's always going to be basketball teams. There's always going to be jobs. There's not another time to say goodbye to my uncle. There's not another time to pay my respects and be with my family during a situation like that. That's not something that's going to get postponed. That's not something that can be redone. So for me, that is the priority. So I explained that to them and said this was not a question. I'm telling you that I'm leaving Thursday, and I will be back on Monday morning ready to practice and be back with the team. But this is not negotiable. I'm going home. I had a family member die. And this is very important. This isn't like I'm just going home and going on vacation. This is an important situation. So we explain that to the team, and the team responds that we're just making it very clear that Devereaux is not allowed to leave Poland. She's not allowed to leave and go home. We're sorry that our uncle died, but the game this weekend is really important and we need her there. So I told my agent, you need to explain to them so that they're clear, I'm leaving regardless. I'm going home on Thursday and I will come back on Sunday. So that is when the issue started. Thursday rolled around and we went to Paris to play our game. And they benched me. Did not play in the game. They told the coach that they would fire him if he played me in the game. So I didn't play. We lost by 20. And the next day we flew back. They flew back to Poland and I was going home. While I was home, they had a meeting with the team and the coaches. All of a sudden, the team doesn't like me and they don't like playing with me. And the captain of the team told the board of the club that she was insulted that I didn't come to her and ask her permission to go home to the funeral. She also brought up the fact that if she leaves now, what's going to happen when we get to the playoffs. She could just go home at any time. I don't trust that she's here for us and that she'll be here when we need her. Basically, the whole feel of the meeting from the players was that they didn't like me. They didn't want me back. They felt like I had betrayed them by leaving. And they felt that if I left now, it would happen again. So I guess between the team, the club being upset, and the meeting they had with the players, they decided to cut me. So the Saturday of the funeral, I found out that they had cut me. And that was really the end of it. It's nothing more than that. I had to go home for a funeral and they were upset. So I got picked up by another team within 2 days of being cut by Wisla. So I will be going to Hungary in about a week and a half to go play for Sopron for the rest of the season. And the next Down and Dirty and the next couple will be about, I guess, my transition with the new team and going to Hungary and taking you guys on that journey with me. So thanks for joining me again, and tune in next time for Down and Dirty with Devereaux.